Let us open our Bibles today in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 12. I would just like to read beginning in verse number 20 until 25. A very moving address of the prophet Samuel, not only for the time of God's people when they are in conflict, when they were in chaos and in crisis, but also for our time, God's people today. The Bible says, King James Version Bible, "And Samuel said unto the people, Fear not. Ye have done all this wickedness, yet turn not aside from following the Lord, but serve the Lord with all your heart." Yes, we did, or we have done wickedness. We have followed what the world was practicing. But the message of Samuel is very clear. Fear not. Turn not aside from following the Lord. Do not forsake our relationship with the Lord, and serve the Lord with all your heart. And turn ye not aside, for then should ye go after vain things, which cannot profit nor deliver, for they are vain. It's time for God's people to forsake worldly, material things that will not give us deliverance or profit. It's time for us to live godly lives and simple lives. This is the message for Samuel's time, for God's people, and for our time today. For the Lord, verse 22, will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it hath pleased the Lord to make you his people. God has chosen us, and God has not forsaken us. And for us to forsake God is a tragedy, because God has not forsaken us, and we need to go back, come back, stay, and walk with God today. Verse number 23, "Moreover, as for me, God forbid that I should sin against the Lord in ceasing to pray for you, but I will teach you the good and the right way." 1 Samuel 12 verse 23 is telling us prayer is the key. Prayer without ceasing is the key to entangle us from all the mess, moral, material, and many other stuff that has crossed our path today. Friends, remember this as the Bible is teaching us the good and the right way. Verse 24, "Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider how great things he hath done for you." Do not forsake God's ways before you, or in the past. God has done great for us. God has done so much for us. Let us not forget what the Lord has done, especially now as we are approaching the closing times of Earth's history. Because the Bible says in verse 25, 1 Samuel 12, "But if ye shall still do wickedness, ye shall be consumed, both ye and your king." Friends, the world is so wicked. The world is so evil. We need not to participate. We need to get out and straighten our path and come out of the worldly practices. So this is a call from Samuel, and not only movingly addressed his people, giving them the charge, but also for our time. Let us walk with the Lord today. Let us continue in our faith, even though we have done wickedness, and fear not, because God has chosen us to be his people. And remember this, we should not continue in doing what the world is doing, what the wicked people are doing. Let us stop doing wickedness, and let us move forward in following the Lord. He is coming soon. The closing time is at hand. Friends, we have no more alibis or excuses. The time is at hand, and the Lord is near, and he is coming very, very soon. May God continue to bless you and keep you today.